All right. Um, we are all welcome to this amazing and wonderful webinar. And with us today is one of our amazing founder in MIV Business Summit. So I'm going to leave every other things for him to do as he introduces to us what MIV is all about versus this business summit, and then move onto the agenda for today, which is around training us on how to craft an amazing business pitch deck that is going to be very attractive to the investor. So we are up to something wonderful today. My name
Yeah.
is Victor Ido, CEO of Vicent Hub, and with me here as moderator, who will be taking it on from here, is our CEO of Gold Wealth Creation. Gold Wealth Creation. So I believe we can jam our hands together for him, wherever you are. Wonderful person who has built his business for many years. He's a very profound person. So much. So he'll be moderating this section to us before we bring in our invited guest, who has been a wonderful person over the years. I'm telling you, we are up to learning from a great man. He has won a lot of amazing grants. In fact, this December, he has qualified for another grant and award again. So this that we are hearing is not from somebody who just read it in book or read it in paper. He's going to speak from experience to us, looking at several track records of what has happened, the times whereby he has failed while pitching, while creating PowerPoint slides, some things that judges has made him to see that, oh, this is not what you're supposed to say, this is not what you're supposed to do, this is not what you're supposed to present. He's bringing together all of these ideologies, ideas, facts, and presentation to us. And we are so much going to be very much opportuned to hear from him. So it's my great joy this evening to introduce to us Mr. Adigun Somishe, who is going to be our moderator for today, the CEO of Gold Wealth Creation. They are into different aspects of productions of fabrics. I believe he will talk more about that by himself, so that it will look like I'm trying to sell him off on this particular stage. So I lay everything off to Mr. Tumishe Adegun. Thank you so much for joining us and moderating this particular event. Over to you, sir.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Victor, for that opening. We are in for a great time this evening to learn and relearn and unlearn, so many things. Before we proceed, I just want us to have a word of prayer. Lord, we thank you for this great time. Thank you for this moment to learn. Lord, we pray that you open our eyes of understanding and you give us clarity of mind and purpose. Thank you for answering our prayers. In Jesus' name, we have prayed. Amen. Thank you all and welcome once again to this great webinar for crafting innovative pitches. This afternoon or evening, we have a great man with us that will be sharing from his wealth of experience on how to um, get funding capital for our business. If you ask people that what one of the major things you face in your business, I know majority will say funding and capital. So many people have great ideas that they don't have funds to push it, or they don't even know how to go about it, because sometimes it's not just about the fund, it's about to know the next step to take. All right. And a man that has he has won many grants, many awards in his field. He's here to speak with us. I'm talking of the person of Mr. Ayomife Jacob Abiodun. He's the founder of Coconuto Enterprise. He's going to be giving us a background of his business and some of the grants that he has won. So he's going to be giving us that introduction. But before that, I just want to tell us something very briefly about Men of Issachar Vision. Has a mandate to reach the unreached at all costs and to reawaken the church to our responsibility. And that talks about leadership, leadership in every sector that we are. as believers, we have to be leaders in every sector that we are. And that is what this church stands for, this ministry stands for, reaching out to the unreached. And we have a strategic outreach team that has been saddled with the responsibility to reach specific people, reach men of armed forces, people in academics, and now it's the turn to reach people in business. It's turn to reach people in business. First off, we are reaching out to people in business within the ministry, and and beyond. Anyway, so and that is why we have put this great event together. It's starting with this speech training. However, it is going to continue on the 5th and 6th. 5th by 5 p.m. and 6th by 9 a.m. That is Saturday. And trust me, it's going to be an amazing time, a great time to learn and to take our place as children of God. So join me as I welcome Mr. Ayomife Jacob Abiodun to just give us an introduction and to give us a background on how to craft a winning pitch. Make welcome Mr. Ayomife Jacob Abiodun. Thank you so much, sir. We'd love to hear from you today. And as you listen to him, please, I want you to draft out your questions. If you have questions, if you have things that have been bugging you, if you have myths that you want him to demystify, he's a man with high wealth of knowledge. He has credibility in his field. He is somebody that I can tell you that he is worth listening to, and it's not going to be a waste of time. Yes, over to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so delighted and we are expectant that we are going to get so much from your teaching this evening. Thank you, Mr. Ayomife.
Because it's seeming like it's a bit rough at my side. Can you hear me, please?
We can hear
Okay,
you.
yes, sir. We can hear you now.
And it is clear and sound, please.
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. All right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Mr. Tumishe, and a big thanks to my boss here, Mr. Victor, for having me on the call. And yes, I know one of the big challenge that we young founders, or should I say we young ideators, used to have is a means of communicating our idea. And I mean, I'm also still young, and I remember when I started a couple of years ago. One of the big challenge I always had, being somebody who is coming from the engineering background with no proper knowledge of entrepreneurship and business, it was a whole lot of challenge for me to tell not just investors alone, but also judges about what I was bringing into the society and how impactful it was going to be. And I know many young minds are like me at that time, right? So, and one thing I got to discover was that it is not just about your solution. It's about, it's not, most times the story is not about your solution. It's not about the jargon in your technology. It's about how this thing can be scalable, can solve the problem, how this thing you are bringing, this idea you are bringing can generate revenue and become profitable, right?
Right.
And aside from that, you now have other business, you are now have other investors that are so interested in, okay, what social impact is it bringing? When we talk about social impact, we are talking about sustainable development growth. Which one of it are you supporting, right? And if you now move down to the bigger guys who are the major investors, the ones they call venture capitalists, you see many of those ones talk about your team. Who are the people that you are building this idea with? How much of experience do they have to support you on this journey? So it is a whole lot of idea. It's a whole lot of it's a whole lot of time to see how to create this mind in a powerful presentation that can get them to understand what you are bringing on the table. It's not just about you getting the money. It's about utilization of this money to grow that idea. Everybody wants to see the next big thing. Everybody wants to put money into that next big thing. And while they are hearing the next big thing, are you capable enough to build that big thing? So there is a whole lot attached to it. So that is what I'll be training us tonight on, how to tell this story that can make us become one of those guys that get the funding. And over the years, I don't know, am I to, I think just a brief opening on what the topic is about. Or do I continue from here? Because I have a slide I would like to use.
Feel free.
Okay, great. So
Whatever.
I can continue now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. So please let me just share my slide, and let's just take it up from the beginning. Please, if you can't hear me, please just let me know, because
We
I
can
know
hear
my
you
network
audibly.
is. All right, great. So yes, okay, great. So can you see my slide now?
Yes. Very
Awesome.
visible.
Great. So I've mentioned my name. I'm Jacob Oluwayomife Abiodun, and I'm the founder CEO for Coconut Enterprise. And over the years, I've been building a great company that is focused on the coconut value chain, where we are looking at providing technology, accessibility, and sustainability in the coconut value chain. And basically, everything we do has to do with us building our technologies here in Nigeria without importing. And we are also so much into creating more jobs for young individuals and youths within Nigeria and Africa. Why? Because we know there is a problem in job creation. And that is why we are looking at a value chain where it is unique. People are not, it is not properly tapped into. And I mean, that is where we are building our solution at the moment. And over the years, God has helped us to secure funding. We are one of the people that have secured funding, not just from Total Energy, like you can see on my screen. We've been financed by the Kingdom of Netherlands through the Orange Corners Nigeria. We've also won grants from the Lagos State Government through the Ministry of Agriculture. And we've, over the years, also been a part of the MasterCard AgroRack, where we secured funding, early stage funding at the beginning of our development. And amidst others, maybe I just say a few more. So we've also made it down to the Ayuds Nigeria competition in about two times, two round top 10 winners. And also we've been a part of the Wema Alcoholics 2 times, and also made it down to their final. So all these just have to do with us just seeing that, I mean, I'm not somebody, or should I say I and my team, we are not, how would I put it? We are not we are not from the Nepo family. We are not Nepo babies. But you see, one of the things we've been using to build has been this access to angel investors, this access to impact investors, and people who are interested in what we are doing, right? And that is one of the key things I used to say about people who want to grow a business. If you want to grow a business, if you don't have the funding, you most probably don't need to struggle or stress yourself. It just has to do with you seeing that what you are building, you have a vision in it, you have a goal in it, and you see a future in it, right? Every time I tell my team members, I say we are not just building a multi-naira company, we are building a multi-billion dollar company, right? Because it is not the story of today we want to tell tomorrow. We want to tell a brighter story tomorrow. And that is why we are trying to take it from the grassroots. But do we have the funding? We are telling the story of our vision. We are telling investors about our vision. We are telling investors about what we want to do, what we have started doing, and what we will keep doing to see that we transform Nigerian coconut value chain, we impact Africa coconut value chain, and project them on the global land space, right? So this is a gap, and we are coming there to fit into that gap. Will it be easy? No. But with support of investors, with the amazing work I and my team will keep putting together, it will get easier and better over time, right? So that is to tell you that if you want to get the mind of investors, you must be ready to tell a very good story. I mean, if I had access to people to respond, I would say, can I just know what your business is? I know people listening to me, you guys might have several businesses, you might have several ideas, and I will try my best to be very simple and generic, right? So when we talk about pitch deck, what comes to our mind? Everybody thinks it's just everybody thought process is a pitch deck is for you to just come and tell stories. So I remember when I was in school, we used to do presentation and we come with our PowerPoint slide, Then when we go for the PowerPoint slide, we don't know what to write. Everybody just come, oh, problem, solution, methodology, literature review, and all the likes like that, like that. Then when you now get out of school and they ask you to bring a pitch deck, you think it is still the same format. So everybody comes with, what do I say? What do I tell people? What do these people want to hear me say? Right? My first pitch, I went with a pitch deck that was talking about technology, like the solution I wanted to build at that time. And it was the Husky machine, importance of the Husky machine, necessity of the Husky machine. Then how the Husky machine was going to transform Nigeria. Do you get?
Wow.
And those were the stories I had, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Very well.
Okay, great. Okay, great. So those are what we had then, and we got into Lagos Business School. I think my own first speech, no, it wasn't Lagos Business School. My first speech was at S2P Africa. That was the first time I had to do a pitch. Was at S2P Africa. We're just so lucky that at S2P Africa it was more of engineering competition. So while we're bringing all those engineering terms and all, those on the panel could relate. To the glory of God, we made it down to their top 10, and we secured one of their grants as top 5. But the truth of the matter was, because we had somebody on the panel that understood our engineering jargons, right? When we
Mm.
got into Lagos Business School after that, nobody on the panel was ready to hear our story, but they only liked the fact that I had somebody in my team who was a good storyteller, right? So even when we had all the engineering jargons, they were able to relate because the guy was a great storyteller. So when it got down about the numbers, he was able to tweak it into the idea, and we just sold a very nice story to them, and we were able to get the funding after the pitch. So along the line, Lagos Business School discovered that we were lacking behind with engineering, so they gave us a very amazing mentor, and that was the mentor that tutored I and my team for the regional. Then she also tutored us at the national. So the training lasted us for like a week, 6 days thereabout, and it was a tough training because we needed to understand what it is to build a proper deck and tell a proper story. And yes, so a pitch deck is a powerful and concise presentation of an idea, business, or a solution. Why I call it concise is because you don't need too many stories to convince your judges. You don't need to say too many things. I mean, judges are not ready to be bamboozled because they have heard a whole lot of ideas. They've heard a whole lot of businesses. So I most probably just know that because it is new to you. So the judges might not even be noble. Some judges, when they are questioning businesses that are doing similar, they will tell you are doing. And that's why they will most probably ask you, okay, what makes you competitive when they are this, and this doing the same thing, right? It is not there. It's not like they want to wash you, but because they've always heard the same story. So you need to give a concise presentation, then powerful. When I say powerful, it is a straight to the point. To get to B, I don't need to get to Z. Going through A, B, C, D. I can literally just take a straight line down to Z if possible. I'm just saying, right? But the truth is, you don't need to start going to the north, to the south before you give me an answer. Go straight to the point. What is this? How are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Straight to the point. It should be on your deck, not with stories, not with so many lines, not with diagrammatically. Most times, even makes a lot of sense when you are trying to continue to
Hello, can you hear me? All right. While waiting for our tutor to come back in, he has been talking around the pitch deck, and as we all know, a very wonderful topic has been initiated, and I want us to pick our pen, our paper, and then write. This is a wonderful topic around crafting a winning pitch deck for investors, and this is a pre-event to our mega event that is coming up. I mean, I'm going to share that very shortly. Is a very big program that we are having in the city of Ibadan. If you are going to be in Ibadan around that time, I would love you to be there on Friday and on Saturday. So it is going to be mind blowing. It is going to be very expository, in depth talk, mind to mind. We have breakout sections for those in tech, for those in tech. We have four different breakout sections for those in politics and government. We are currently in a state. I mean, we're currently in a very rough state in the country, and we need people who are going to go into these systems and make a wonderful change. And so that's what we are going to be doing. We are expecting so much on this particular day, and I don't want anybody to miss this wonderful event. So I'm going to share that very shortly for us to see. It is coming up on Friday, starting by 5 p.m. And then, of course, from 4 p.m., we are going to be seeing, I mean, you can take a picture on the red carpets. And then on Saturday, by 9 a.m., we're going to start. We have different keynote sections from wonderful speakers across the country. One of them is Mr. Debisi Food. It's called Mr. Olaoluwa Makinde. It's called Mr. Olaolu Makinde. Then we have one other speaker who is also a founder of a wonderful. His own name is Pastor Dr. Oluwole Ajayi, and I tell you, this man has had. I mean, he has run a lot of anybody. You will have seen a lot of restaurant that is owned by him and his wife because the family owned business. That aspect. There's another side which is owned by, which is also owned by him. We have Omak Pharmacy. So you will learn a lot. And then the last person, who is also one of our guest speakers, I missed many other speakers who will be handling different sections or the other, is Mr. Joseph Ilesomi. This man is so prolific when it comes to doing business. He's very young, but yet is filled with business ideas. And I can tell you that you will not want to miss this special summit, MIP Business Summit. Very fantastic. Just 2 days. You will never regret. So I want you to scan the code right now and then register if you have not registered. You will so much love it. You will so much enjoy every bit of it. During the course of this time, we'll be having pitch competition. We have a registration already by some persons. At the same time, we'll have breakout session, like I've said earlier on. Games. We are hoping that we could give a lot of bonuses to people. For instance, we were hoping to one day, I mean, probably free business registration and so many other things. I don't want to make promises here now, but those are some of the packages that we're going to be having on that day. Vendors exhibition ground for them to exhibit their businesses, and so many things that you will not want to miss. So very soon, I'll be bringing back our dear speaker to continue in this business speech that we're talking about. And then one person that I want to mention now, his face is not on the flyer. His name is Dr. Bimbo Latunji. You can search him out. He's one of the biggest stockbroker in the whole of West Africa. In fact, the leading stockbroker in West Africa. And this man is so much grounded in knowledge. He has businesses in paint making here in Ibadan and then also in Lagos. He has 2-star hospital in Lagos and 3-star hospital here in Ibadan. He has diversified auto business, car dealership, and so many things. You can't but not be present in this amazing program. A lot is going to be shared. And one of the things that we've told all our speakers is that we want practical knowledge. We don't want ChatGPT answers. We don't want presentations. We want practical knowledge. In fact, most of them are going to be coming around to share their testimonies. What are the things that took them from where they are right now, I mean, from where they were 10 years back or 12 years back to where they are right now? And those are the things that I feel is going to really motivate us to challenge us to the next step we need to get to in our businesses. So it is very, very important for us to grab this opportunity and take it as much as possible. It is very, very important for us to do that. So, very shortly, I'll be bringing back my uh, guest speaker who is going to continue with this wonderful presentation. So, I believe we are going to enjoy our time. So, please hold on in just a few minutes as he comes back in. Yeah, so he will be joining back in right now in the Jiffy. And so, like I said, it's a very wonderful summit we will not want to miss at any time, at any level. So let us get our fingers crossed, get our notes as we begin to move in detail. We are almost running out of time. Uh, as we begin to move in detailed as touching this wonderful summit. And I believe we will so much be blessed. So once again, let us keep abreast as we bring in back our wonderful guest, Mr. Ayomife. You're welcome back. I think that will have been a network glitch. Yeah, sorry, I think you're still muted. We can't hear you. We can still hear you.
Mr. Victor, is it fine now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome,
Thank
awesome. So
thank you.
sorry. I had to quickly change my network. I don't know what happened to MTN all of a sudden.
We are in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria. Quite understandable. I mean, I've worked with a lot of persons outside the
Mm.
country. When I tell them network, and they be like, "Are you serious?" It doesn't happen here. So probably we really hope that with the business and the entrepreneurs over here will change the narrative of what is happening. So,
Honestly.
so let's drive back in, and at this time, maybe move more faster for the lost in time that we had for almost over 10 minutes.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So thank
Okay.
you for joining
Is my
back in.
deck is it back up now?
Yeah, but the network is a little bit breaking. The voice is breaking. Can you?
Yes. So is it fine now? Is it fine now? I want
Yeah,
to believe it
it's
should be
better
fine
now.
now.
Better now.
Okay, great.
Better.
Great. So I'm still on this slide. I would quickly rush in so that I can get started. Right. So am I back?
Yes.
Great. So please, if you just notice any form of glitch, give me a heads up, maybe via the WhatsApp message, and I can be
All right,
alert.
I will.
Thank you so
I
much,
will.
sir. So I was talking about a killer pitch deck or a powerful pitch. What do you think matters more? A good story matters more in a pitch deck. Like investors don't just buy into idea; they buy into the confidence, the clarity, and the vision. How confident are you telling your story? How clear is your story? Then is this something everyone can easily resonate with? And can they see the vision while you are talking about while you are talking about the story? While you are being clear and you are being confident about it, can I see the vision? Can I see the goal in it? Most founders fail at pitching not because of the idea, but because of how they tell the story. Every time you just see some when they say when some people talk about their business or their idea, you just wonder like, why is this person talking like this? Because he's not confident about it. Sometimes many people come with multiplicity of ideas, the idea that is not properly cooked in their head, and they just come with it, join it together with one other idea they just pick from somewhere, and just create a whole lot of confusion while they are trying to convince an investor or a judge. So more of it is, that's the challenge. So now we'll be diving into what are the elements of a good pitch deck. What are the things that makes you stand out in a pitch deck? First things first, your problem. First thing is your title. So your title is not your idea. Your title is your business. Your title is your team name. I'm coming. I didn't put title here because I want to believe that we'll get the picture once I'm saying it, because most times it's not really a much of a problem, right? But what I just want you to know is it could just be a design that talk about your logo and that talks about what you want to do, or just a very plain surface that has your logo and your team name. Like, okay, like my company now is Coconuto. Our title page has a little bit of designs, aesthetics with coconut. Then you now see us put Coconuto, and sometimes we might even have our business name, our business number, sorry, on it, and slogan revolutionizing the coconut garden is also there. Nothing much, nothing so tall, very simple, right? But the most important is why are you having this idea? What problem did you your problem statement, right? Did you see? Your problem statement does not have to be story. Is there a video that talks about your problem statement? Okay, in Ibadan, 80% of people in Ibadan are suffering from proper accommodation or good water. People, 80% in Ibadan are not having good water. 80% in Ibadan, in Lagos, are suffering from proper road channel. Do you understand that? So that talks about the problem. People can easily see how that challenge is. 70, farming, agriculture challenge now, 40 to 50% of farmers are suffering from one issue, from post harvest losses, right? So you get, so there's post harvest loss, 40%, 50% are suffering from post harvest losses. About 70% of Nigeria of Nigerian of Nigerian of citizens in Nigeria, 70% of them are farmers. There's a big challenge with organic fertilizer, right? So if 70% of Nigerian population are farmers and there is that issue of organic fertilizer, you can see that there's a big market and a big problem, right? So that's to tell you that out of 250 million population, there is just 70% there that are farmers and don't have organic fertilizer and depend on imported fertilizer. Do you see how problem is and how money is being wasted? So that's a problem. That's to tell an investor that there is a big problem, and there is a big market even in that problem, because every problem is a market. It is somebody that has a problem that you give paracetamol or that you will give a solution, and that person, if the person is comfortable with the problem, that means the person will pay you. It's comfortable solution, that means the person will pay you. So there is a problem. When you see a problem, you see a market. So problem statement needs to be very clear. Your solution, how are you solving this problem? What are the mediums you want to take to solve this problem? Then we have the market size, we have the go-to-market strategy, we have the competitive landscape, which talks about your competitors or your unique selling points. We have the business model, we have the traction, we have financial projection, good plan, use of fund. Sometimes you might talk about SDG, depending on the investor. If you are going to a VC, you don't talk SDG because they don't care about your impact. Investors are after the equity you want to give to them in your big business, right? With your vision. So many times they don't care. It is impact driven investors that are concerned about SDG. So many times you have to talk about the SDG, and when you are talking about SDG, you are talking about the 17 sustainable developmental goals. Which one of them do you fit into? You need to talk about it. Why, if your business is sustainable, then what is it doing with, is it supporting gender equality, circular economy? Is it helping the environment to reduce carbon waste? So those are the things we are talking about when we talk about sustainable developmental goals, right? Are you reducing poverty? Are you creating more food where you reduce zero hunger? Are you making work easy? Where you talk about innovations, or where you talk about clean work and environment. So you need to look into what your business is doing that fits into the SDG. That's for impact driven investors. Then your team. Is everybody on your team technical people? If everybody on your team are technical people, that is a no. You are not building a business. Your idea is not scaling, because your idea will not hit the market. So everybody on your team cannot be technical people. At least somebody must understand finance. Somebody must understand marketing, how you access the market. Somebody must understand how to manage the team. Somebody must understand the operation. So it is to say that while you are having all this set of people, is there any defense or any evidence that these people actually understand what they are doing? Or do they have certificate or qualification to back their position in the team? So those are the elements that makes up. And something you must also know is everything I have listed here does not mean that it has to be on your deck. But the important your deck, you see your problem statement, your solution, your market. I didn't say much about it because I will still talk about it. Your market size is very important. Your business model is very, very important. Your traction, how far have you gone? What have you done over the years? It's very important. Your financial projection, how do you want to grow in 5 years? Financial projection does not have to be 10 years. You can do a 5-year projection, or a 3 years projection, a 4 years projection, depending on how you have been able to grow over time. Then your growth plan. If I'm giving you 5 million, how do you intend to scale your business? If it's an idea, how do you intend to grow this idea with 5 million, with 10 million, with 20 million? How? What are your milestones that you want to achieve? What are the growth plans that you have drawn for yourself? Then if I give you the funding, what do you want to do with the funding? Your growth plan is important. Your use of fund can be meshed with your growth plan, because if you will grow something, you must have a fund for it. So you can merge your use of fund with your growth plan. So while you have a slide that says growth plan, you can put the fund at the top to say we are asking for 20 million. Why? Because we want to achieve this milestone, or want to grow this way. And you must say what it wants to be. In 6 months, we want to build our working MVP. In the next 6 months, or in the next 1 year, we want to at least onboard 2,000 people on it. Then in the next 2 years, which is not realistic, but in the next 1 or in the next 6 months after that, this is what you want to do, and this is how you will make money. This is how you will go, you will group, you will break even, right? I've spoken about SDG and the team. So let's just dive into it one after the other. So problem statement. I mentioned earlier that it has to talk. So what does a problem statement entail? It is an easy to understand explanation of the problem you are addressing. Many times numbers do justice to it. Many times numbers do justice to it. It is very clear when you give data. You see, data is very important. People will see the reality of what you are saying when you say data. And you don't just give data, you have to back it up with where your data is coming from. So you can see on my screen, the first image on my screen is saying 64% of Nigeria are affected by flooding. And this data was gotten by NBS in 2022. It was gotten from NBS, which was posted in 2022. That's to say that if at 2022, 64% of Nigeria had been affected by flooding. Now let's bring it down to date. The number might have increased, maybe by 3% or by 4% or by 5%. Because you can't say we can't say that there is a specific solution that is addressing the flooding at the moment in Nigeria. But we are not going there. What we are just saying is, you see, that number gives validation to what the problem is. Then you could see this image you see behind it, this image you see, it's a video that is showing a specific location in Nigeria. I think this was in Delta, O Ada, Nigeria, October 17. Right? So this actually shows this, anybody listening to this problem understand that, oh, this is a problem. The next point is $9 billion on country damage. So Nigeria on this flood issue, Nigeria spent $9 billion just to resolve flood issue. That is a big market because it is a problem. And you can look at the changes in geomorphological features. That means over time, these are the kind of, so data gives answer to your problem. When you are talking to an investor, you don't need to be too bossy. You don't need to talk too much of word. Straight to the point. Then what is the solution? You now look, okay, a clear explanation of how you want to solve this problem is what you should tell your investors. A clear explanation of how you want to solve the problem is what you should tell your investors. Evidences that your solution is practical. If it's a mobile application, how is the application going to solve this problem? Don't come and tell me you want to solve post-harvest losses and you have a mobile app that can detect tomato when it's going to rust. How many people can use this app to detect it? How will they use it? Is it practical? Is it something that is real? Have you tested it to be sure that it will work? What are the things that makes it clear? So you need all those clarity. You need to be ready to make your solution practical. If you don't even have the MVP, at least do a simulation that can give clarity. Don't come there and say, I want to talk about my solution. Then you start saying with Java code connected to a cloud base, the solution is going to no. Nobody cares. Nobody understand Java. Nobody understand Flutter. Nobody understand PHP. Your judges are not tech savvy. Let me come straight to the point. These people are business people. So it now depends on the department that they are. So evidence for your solution, it has to be practical, it has to be unique, it has to be valuable. Then emphasis on the impact of your solution rather than just the features. You click a button, there's an home button that helps you. No, that's not what they want to hear. What is the impact? How is it going to transform their life? It is not WhatsApp. It is impact. How is it going to impact their life? What is it going to change? If WhatsApp comes today and say, they want to tell you more about their features, you will not want to listen to the feature. But how is it going? If they say we have a feature that helps you to call without spending your credit, do you get? That is impact. Even if they are talking about the feature, but they are telling you the impact that feature will do. So you need to be very clear. Or if I am going to tell you about my Diosky machine, I will tell you that it makes your work easier in 187.5%. Efficiency is what my machine will give to you while you are working in your processing plant. That is to say that instead of doing 50 coconuts in 1 hour, with my machine, you can do 200 in 1 hour. That is the impact. If I'm speaking to an investor and I want to talk about my Diosky, I say my Diosky machine will help farmers to remove the husk of their coconut without stress, fully automated. So farmers don't need to use cutlasses anymore. With my machine, just drop in, it separates the husk, one side, the fiber, the coconut, another side. Impact. So you need that clarity. It is not stories. And look at the example on my screen. Our solution, a unique UI plus algorithm that automatically redesign user content. This is an AI solution. And look at how detailed it is. It is not, these are the impact that they are. It might have more, but these are the most important impacts that will help the user. So you see, they are user-centric, they are user-specific. Because let me tell you something. People that have this problem, right? They are people that they are going through a lot and they want immediate solution. Some people are ready to go extra mile to pay for that solution to come to their place. So if you are in Nigeria and you have a solution that can impact anybody, they will consider using you. Sometimes adoption can be tough for technology, because I know. But you see, the moment you can tell the impact and convince them of the impact, trust me, People are ready to finance you. So our solution, the other example, our solution, end-to-end platform for digital product team. You can see how clear it is. A unified go-to system, deliver product knowledge, a collaborative. So not too much story. If I'm going to show my own personal slide, you will see images of what we are doing as an impact. We don't use my own slide. I don't even use all this. I use direct image of what you will see my product. I'm talking about my solution on one of my slides. You will see my video of how my machines are working on my personal slides. So this is just because because if I start talking about my slide, like I'm pitching my best to you people. The truth is, if you look at my personal slide, I have videos because realize that while you are talking, if you are building solution, you are doing food business, processing business, whatever business you are doing, you need to be able to give the impact of what you are doing. Then yes, when we talk about market size, many times many people don't understand what they mean by market size. So when they are talking about market size, they are talking about how big is this solution, how big is the problem you are solving. What makes this problem? Is there a market for this problem? Are there people that are playing in this space and they are making money in this space? Even if that solution have not been solved totally, but there are people playing there and it's bringing money and they are growing. So that's what they talk about. How big is the market? Many times market can come from the world, from the general market, where we talk about the world-based market. It could be the global-based market, like the global-based market. Because let me tell you something, in different regions, our problems are unique. But if you critically look at it, you will discover that there is a similarity to our problems. There is insecurity in different countries. There's also insecurity in our country. There's flood issue in another country. There's also flood issue in our country. Right? There is finance challenge in the US. There's finance challenge in our own country. But the approach to how people are solving it are different. So that makes it a very big market. A very big market. It's just the approach towards it that are different. So if you are building a fintech solution now and you are looking for a market size, there is a big market size in the fintech space because there are problems there and people are solving it and they are making big money and they are growing. So if you are coming with your unique solution, you are coming to play as a niche. You can't take the whole market, but you can play as a niche. And in that niche, what size of it can you cover? That is what we simply mean by your market size. So people now broke this market size into a substantial total addressable market, talking about your TAM, your SAM, and your SUM. Your TAM, your SAM, and your SUM. So when we talk about TAM, we are talking about the total addressable market. That's if you want to take it from the global market, what is the global size of the market you are playing into? It takes research. You need to go and look into you need to research. Okay, I am into fashion space. What is the total addressable market size of the fashion space? You note the number. That is your term. Then you now look at it. Okay, we know this already. So who are the people playing? Or I mean, what are the states? Who are the states? Is Africa playing in this market space? I mean, we've started from the global, but is Africa actually playing in this market space? If Africa is playing, what is the size of Africa's space? What's the size of the market in Africa? That now becomes your serviceable, obtainable markets. Are you with me? Sorry, that becomes your serviceable, addressable market.
So like your market share, right?
Yes, thank you. Your market share, serviceable, addressable market.
True.
So it becomes your serviceable, addressable market, like your market share. How can you? What size of it can you get? Because I'm in Nigeria. I cannot take everything. No, I cannot take everything even in the Africa space. I cannot take everything. But you now, as an individual, you now tell yourself that okay, in the Africa space, where can I play into? That is your obtainable. That is your obtainable. That okay, in Africa, we know that it is 9.5 billion or is 9.5 million. So we now that we are now coming, how can we penetrate into this size? How can we penetrate into this size? And you now say you want to obtain this size, but can you obtain it in 1 year? No. In 5 years, we want to see that we take, is it 5, is it 10%, is it 15%? It all depends on what you are projecting for your 5-year journey. It depends on what you are projecting for your 5 years journey. So I want to get this market in, and there are different methods for calculating this market size. We have the backward thing. I can't remember how, I can't basically remember how that is also done. So that one is you looking at all the players in the market, then you look at how much how their growth process or their revenue comes in, the sales of, or sometimes I think it depends on the sales. How much are they selling specific quantity? You do all those calculations down to you that is now coming into the space to now see how you can penetrate into the market. So that one is another method entirely. But for the general method where you come in with your TAM, your SAM, and your SUM, which more often you see people use, it is what many of us use when we are pitching. So you look at the TAM, a big picture, you look at the SAM, the one you can, the market share you want to play into, then you see how you can penetrate into it. So it is like a 5 years, you can decide to make it a 5 years or a 10 years journey, depending on how you want to penetrate into. Right? So that talks about your market size, your clear definition of TAM SUM with credible research and projection. Yes, you must do your research to be sure of these numbers, right? Then a compelling case for why now is the ideal time to invest. Why is it now that somebody must
I
invest?
want
If
to
you
ask
look
you a
at
question.
today, yes, sir.
So for some of these terms, I believe there are many persons here that maybe you are like me. Um, where can we research more on some of these key points that you are giving to us? Total addressable markets. Probably, I mean, in my whole time of study, I'm just seeing something like this. Where can we research more about all of these terms so that I can know how to impute them? And I think I want to stress some of your points about clarity.
Yes.
I can see, looking at this chart on this right hand corner, I could see the chart that is there. Simple, it's taking up a whole page of a PowerPoint, and it already speaks volume as regarding the portion in which the business is taking in the whole entire market. So in which I'm just trying to emphasize that again, that we need to work with clarity. Simple infographic charts, not too complicated. I mean, it could have some level of design, but then not too complicated.
Yeah.
So, to my question now, where can we get some of these resources? Should we just search YouTube, or do you have some resources that we can learn some of these things from?
So thank you so much, sir, for the question. It's very important, the link there. There are a whole lot of more often, right? Yes, is what everybody works with, and Nigeria Bureau of Statistics. So MBS, you see many people go down there. Sometimes we work with I think Statistica or so. Some people work with UN. UN is also a very good place where you can get many information. They have a whole lot of research they have done around several things, right? And if you want to come down to the food space here in Nigeria, in Nigeria or Africa, you will see FAO coming up with a whole lot of data. So a whole lot of them. But one of the things that you must never forget to do is that while you want to get this kind of information, you don't have a direct access to these numbers, to these people. Just go on Google, type it there, total addressable market for this. Now Google might not give you direct response, because sometimes there are some information you ask, it might not, the AI might not be able to generate it. That is where you now start reading documentations. So there were some informations I need when I started building Coconuto. We didn't get direct. It took us subscription for Business Day before we could get that information. Business Day had the information, but Business Day did not publish it, because Business Day did not give it for free. We had to pay. So we needed to do a subscription to get that information from Business Day as at that time. So you know, there are informations that you even need to pay for before you can get them, especially
Very
when
true.
it comes to data. Especially when it comes to data. when it comes to data. So, and also newspaper, we have Punch, we have Vanguard. Many of them also
So
publish some of this information.
Nairametrics as well. I think. What about you? What about,
Nairametrics,
yeah.
a whole lot of them. Now, so all you just need to do is, while you are checking those information, work more with most recent information,
Hmm.
because an information in 2015 in 2025, neither will it be the same in 2010, because there is always a transformation. I think every 3 5 years, every 3 to 5 years, there's always a change. So you must be ready to work more with relevant and recent information. So that's why most of my informations now that I work with in my deck will be like will be like 3 max 5 years. And that would mean that I have done a whole lot of research that I couldn't get anything there, anything related to what I'm looking for than the 5 years information. If I can't get anything, if it's more than 5 years, I won't work with the information. I just change my words or don't even to go there at all. So I think those and clarity is very important. This was a slide I used. I even made the mistake that I can just see the mistake now. So this was a slide I used while I was at a competition at Teka, and part of what we do on our slide while we are talking about the market size, I also used to create like a small column that says these are the players in the market space, or these are the processors, these are what they do in these are what they do in the market space. So we have people that are selling XYZ, we have people that are currently doing XYZ in the market space. So I create that column. It's not story, it's just putting what they do, putting some of the numbers they have made over time. Do you get, just to show that it's a big market? Because VCs, most especially, they are pertinent about the big market. How big is the market? Those guys are not looking for 10 million or 100 million in return. These are guys that want to put $5 million, $10 million in your business. And they are saying in 5 6 years, because I mean, in your first 5 years, they are not expecting that you break even. But in your 5 6 years, they are now seeing that, oh, you are ready to take whatever percentage they are giving you as share, return back as a dividend. Or better still, they just keep reinvesting. But the truth of the matter is, there are people that want to see a big market that can bring in the money back for them. Right. So it has to be clear. No story, just straight to the point.
Thank
Simple
you.
infographics.
Thank you so much, sir. You
Yes.
can press forward.
Thank you so much. So yeah, so go to market strategy. How will you acquire customer and what will it cost? Right? How will you acquire customer? What marketing and sales channel? This go to market strategy. Many times, not everybody wants to be so. Not everybody are so concerned about go to the market strategy. It's a good part of your idea, especially when you are pitching an idea, right? It's a very good part, especially when you are pitching something novel, something you know it is new, because today social media have made life so easy. Partnership have made life so easy. So when you say you want to go to the market sef, you most probably can say you have analysis that you have done via social media, or you have done some communication or some check, or you have even done some one-on-one research to get the information that make you fit for the market. But the truth is, how will you acquire customer? That's one thing that makes you that's one thing that's very important thing that makes your go-to-market strategy a successful one. What market and sales channel will you use and why? Why using Facebook? Why using Instagram? Many businesses used to think that their customers are on Instagram, and sometimes I tell them your customer is not on Instagram. Sometimes your customer is on Facebook. Sometimes your customers are on TikTok. There's a demographic structure now that people are using to address certain social media accounts. If you want to use TikTok, what you'll be saying on TikTok is not the same thing you say on Facebook. You might slightly even use the same on Instagram, but you can never use it on Facebook, because the set of people that use Facebook, they are way beyond millennium and baby boomer and Gen Zs. Many of them are baby boomers. Our daddies, our mummies, our big uncles, and I don't know if there are still some people that their parents are millennium, but if you get my point, you know that it's the older ones, the 50 plus that I'm talking about here. Many of them, you see them on Facebook, more active with their reels. So if you are creating a content and you go and you are using Gen Z slangs, you definitely know it's not for Facebook. And even if you read Facebook, you will tweak it in such a way that can pick from it. right? So if you are using TikTok, everybody uses TikTok. So even if you come with a slang, you know the baby boomers, but it might be for because they are using TikTok, they will just be swiping. They will just be swiping because they don't understand your message. But the people that need it, the females, the Barbie girls that need it, they know how they want to hear that message that will make them stick to your image. And you know that appearance also matter if you are using TikTok. So there are some lashes if it's a lady you are targeting, she would want to be compelled by your look before she listens to your product. Oh, I like this shirt. I like this gown. She looks so good with this shirt. I mean, what's she selling? Do you understand? So those things you need to understand how you can strategically enter those angles. Then if you are using Instagram, you know that Instagram, it's most of the people on Instagram, you know how they can be. There are people that want to hear more stories. Instagram people like stories. They want to hear more info. They want to hear more details. So you must be able to give all those penetrating structures while you are going into that market. Then if you are using LinkedIn for your marketing, you need to understand that it's either you are doing a B2B, because LinkedIn, it is business, it is professionals. So you must know that the content you give on LinkedIn or your Instagram might not be what you are giving on your LinkedIn. You must auto-tune it, or you give it a different shape. And if you will even be giving it the exact same shape, you will understand that people you are targeting and are people that, okay, they are across those platforms with the same structure. If I'm targeting a farmer that I know is on LinkedIn, I'm definitely sure that the same set structure the farmer we used to listen to on LinkedIn is what we still used to listen to me on Instagram or Facebook with my content. So you need to understand, if you are fashionista, you must know how to enter that place. Then there are some businesses that you even need to do physical marketing. You need to do partnership. You need to be attending events, because those are where your markets are. They are not on those social media, they are in events. When I started business, somebody was telling me that if I want to get certain investors, I must be ready to attend clubs, because that's where I can see them to give me the money. It is the truth, because marketing is beyond just selling products. Marketing is having connection, having networks. So you need to understand that, and those are your go-to-market strategy. Not all the time this has to be on your pitch deck, but sometimes when you are talking about an idea, I just want you to have a glimpse of how your go-to-market strategy should be. You outline it: social media, events, partnership, or is it social media, physical outing, physical marketing. There are different strategies that you can work with. So these ones are just examples. You can do a whole lot. You can read more about go-to-market strategy. So competitors, every time competitors always come up, because if you are doing a business that is common, for people who are doing business that are common, you will need to talk about competition in your pitch deck. Not everybody needs to talk about competition, but if you are doing a business that you know you have competitors, talk about it. So how do you talk about your competitors? It's very simple slide. A simple table that talks about all the competitor on the row. Then on the column, I'll outline what are the special features that every of your competitor are having, and your unique feature that you are having. When I'm designing my competitor slide, I sometimes, when I started, I used to call it my unique selling point, because my unique selling point is what my competitors don't have. Later, I changed it to competitive landscape. So when I talk about competitive landscape, I'm saying that this is what me and my competitors are doing. Then if you just generalize it as, okay, competitors, you are being realistic that everybody can do the same thing, but there's one thing they are not doing. So however you want to come, is still the same thing. What distinguishes you from your competitor is that thing they are not doing. So the first competitor you can see is for Dropbox. And Dropbox is saying that they synchronize, they back up, they share, they do OS integration, web access, and versioning. But Carbon does not do it. Foxy further share does not do backup. Carbonite Moses does not do synchronizing and share, don't do web access, they don't do versioning, but folder share does synchronizing, but they don't back up. So you can see those are the ones they start. If you look at the other example I gave, this offline transaction and affordability, Craigslist, bed and breakfast.com are doing it, right? When it comes to offline transaction and expensive, rentobi.com and Vabo are doing it. When it comes to airbed, when it comes to affordable and online transaction, airbed and breakfast, hostel.com are doing it. Then when it comes to online transaction and expensive, rental home, Orbis and hotel.com are doing it. So what this simply tells you is the company is saying they are affordable, they are offline transaction, they offer offline transaction, they are not expensive, right? And they are what? And they offer online transaction. Do you understand? So they did arrow up for affordable, coming down expensive. So they are saying that people that do offline transaction, they are expensive and they are affordable. People that do offline transaction and they are expensive are the rentobi.com and the Vabo. But the ones that do affordability and offline transaction, Craigslist and bed and breakfast.com. So it's just to demystify the whole process, to show that they are everywhere, right? But they are affordable. They do online transaction and offline transaction, but they are not expensive. So this is just to show a bit of explanation on how their competitors are being labeled. So a compelling case for why customers will choose your solution. Why should they choose you? That's your unique selling point. That's your value proposition. Why should they choose you? Your value proposition. So there's something they call business model Canva. If you design a business model Canva, it can give you proper detailing of how your pitch deck should be. But I mean, we are not discussing business model Canva here. It's another talk entirely. But in your business model Canva, you can get clarity on how your value proposition should be, how your customer segment should be, how your revenue generation will come in. I mean, those things help you to structure out your business model and understand how you can play in a competitive space. So the business model Canva, please, you can read more about it to understand better. So a compelling case for why customers will choose your solution, insight into potential challenge, threats posed by competitors. So SWOT analysis will come into this play. The SWOT analysis, opportunity and threats. You need to understand those places. And that is what will help you more in your competitive game. Many businesses like mine now, we most probably just look at, okay, what is the challenge? We most probably just look at what is the weaknesses of many of our competitors, and we leverage on our strengths. We also have a weakness, right? But then we look more into how much of our competitors' weaknesses, because we know that if we are playing in a space where they are sharks, you can't go in as a shark because you are not a shark. We don't have money like our competitors, but we can come in like a fish and grow till we become a shark. I'm just saying, a fish cannot become a shark though, but I'm just saying, I'm sure you get my analogy. So it is to say we are just penetrating gradually, understanding the weaknesses until we get to that top where we too can become a big player. So that is just the secret to it. So what now? Let's talk about business model. I should be rounding up soon, please. Business model is very important. You can't talk about the pitch deck without your business model. What's your business model? Many of you don't know your business model. You just don't know our business model. When they say business model, we just keep looking. What's business model? What do they mean by business model? Your business model is very simple. It's a very simple explanation of your core revenue stream and pricing structure. How are you making money? It's simple. It's what they ask you when they say business model. Okay, you have your solution. How is this solution making money for you? You will not make money. Are you not going to have revenue? Will people not pay for your solution? How do they want to pay for it? That is your business model. Your business model, and it has to be very, very straight to the point. When you say people will buy from this person, buy from that person, or we are selling directly to supermarkets, we are selling, you are not giving a business model. Are you saying you are doing direct sales, or you are saying partnership? You are doing partnership, or you are doing subscription model? Those are business model. Then if you now want to make it so simple for your investors, you can give your business model a very simple term of saying we do a B2B and a B2C, or a B2G. What do I mean by those terms? A B2B simply means business to business. So that means we are saying that we are a business, but we are not doing direct sales to customers. We are doing it to businesses, right? So I offer the shelling machine. I'm not doing the shelling machine for homes. I'm doing the shelling machine for processors. Homes don't need my shelling machine, because homes will still go and buy coconut milk from those that are mass producing. So that is why it has to be businesses, that has to be processors that are buying my shelling machine. So are you doing B2B? Are you doing B2C? If you are doing B2C, are you saying that you produce and customers just come and buy, consumers come directly to buy from you? Because B2C is business to consumers. Are consumers coming to buy directly from you? Is that what you are saying? Many of the people that do B2C are those let's just say those that do retail, those that do general retail, or that are doing services. You see many of these people doing services to do B2C. If you are running a business as a service, it is a B2C. Sometimes, if you go to all these, like if you do okay, let me make it easier, like our Tantalizer and Mr. Biggs now, right? They are not doing business, they do business to consumers. When you enter Tantalizer, or when you enter Item 7 Go, right, they sell to you directly. That's business to consumer, right? So it's a very simple model. People that do services are the ones that do more B2C, right? They do B2O, because all these are our fintechs. They are not doing directly to you. Fintech, InterSwitch is not working directly with you. Flutterwave is not working directly with you. They work with banks. They work with institutions. It is those institutions that are working with you that you use their platform. So InterSwitch will indirectly work with you because they have worked with the business that has direct access to you. So you need to understand all those models, B2B, B2C. Then we have B2G. So when we talk about B2G, we are talking about business to government. Business to government, the likes of Julius Berger that are doing road. It is not individual that will give them the contract. It is government. The likes of CCECC, the China companies. So we have businesses that work directly with government, that these ones, they are strictly for government, that it is just government that pay them. Those are B2G. And your business too can still work with government, because government can give you a contract. It is B2G, right? So those are things you need to understand. Then when you can give clarity to an investor of what it is, they understand that you know what your revenue model will be. So that means you are making money from businesses. How are you making the money? That's where you can say, okay, we do direct sales, we do partnership with this company, and make commission. Or we do direct sales and sell at our price, and they sell at their own price. Like all this bread factory now. I'm just using things that are so easy that we can relate with. All this bread factory now, they sell to bean sellers. So if they sell at 17 naira to bean seller, a bean seller can sell at 100 naira, because she will make money and she has to pay them too. So it's just to make it easy for us to understand what it means by business model. So B2B, B2C, B2G, the revenue structures are saying we run partnership, we do direct sales, we do subscription model. Google does subscription model. They give you freemium. Once you meet a certain level with their Google structure, you start paying. I use Google One and I'm paying every month for my Google One. So you need to understand all that and put those things into proper structure, right? So understand the cost of your structure, how your pricing compares to your competitor, what makes your offering unique. So those things you need to look into them clearly, right? And insights into your sales or distribution strategy, how you will acquire it. So those are the things. I mean, that's where our B2B, B2C, and all those things come into. Then traction. So the next one is traction. This is also very important, right? If you are speaking to an investor, you must tell them about your traction. You have to talk about your traction. even at your idea stage, you must still talk about your traction. Do you know why? Because you cannot say you have an idea and you have not been working on the idea. You can't sit down. I have an idea and you just keep having the idea on paper. An idea that is on paper will die on paper. It is the day you start moving on that idea that you know that you are heading somewhere. But you see, you just have it on paper. You are not doing anything when your idea is just on paper. I'm so sorry if that sounds really harsh, but that is the big. If you are not doing anything, if you come to me, even me as a, you tell me that I just have an idea, and you cannot tell me, okay, this is how far I've gone with the idea. Maybe I've done a design, I've done a prototype, or I've done a market research. Simplest you can do is a market research. And how do you do your market research? You can meet certain random people in your environment or anywhere and ask questions. And ask people that they say, okay, can you test this thing when I build this finish? Can you test that? And say, I have 20 people I have asked that are to pay, or they're ready to test, or they're ready to use. That shows traction. Let me tell you, when we started, I'm very sure President Victor can testify. Because when I built my deshelling machine, my deosking machine, when I built my first deosking machine, it was my final year project. I didn't take it away from my school, didn't let me go with it. But do you know what I
Very
did?
true, sir.
You're great. You remember then, sir. So
Very true.
I didn't leave school with, they didn't let me go with it though. But I had pictures and videos of the machine. So everywhere I get to, I tell them I've built this machine, I've tested it, but I can't leave my school with it. And that was how I secure my funding, because they saw something. There was a pitch I went for. I think it was at Orange Corners. When I got there, I didn't have the machine. In fact, Orange Corners were not even convinced enough. But do you know what I had? I had a design, a 3D design, a simulation that I showed them. And with that, I had done market research. As at the time I got into Orange Corners, I had visited Badagry about 4 months. I visited Badagry 4 months before that time. Like, I visited Badagry back to back for 4 good months before that time. It was a traction. I had interacted with, I've visited over 7 communities at that time. And I've interacted with, I can't even count. So when I was pitching, there was that confidence in my word. When I say, this is the amount of coconut that enter Nigeria per month, I know what I was saying. And when I say, so they could see the clarity, and that was why they gave me the funding. But do you know what? I have not built a real prototype for myself aside from the one I have in Futa. And I didn't leave school with it. But I got funded. And one thing you must know as a business person, please, if you know you want to do business, please be ready to be resilient, energetic, and focused. But if you know you just want to have an idea to raise money, please, I beg you, I don't think these my lessons are for you. These my lessons are not for you, because I wouldn't want to hear tomorrow that I trained somebody how to build a deck to go and be raising money that he will be using to eat and he's not building a business. I won't be happy about that. So please, let this be that you have learned something to change Nigeria. We are suffering in this country. We are facing a whole lot. And it is young minds like myself and yourself that can change the narrative. Our parents have gone old and become civil servants, and they have followed white collar job. Like I used to say, many of our parents, look at this narrative, many of them, few of them are entrepreneurs. Many of them are more of white collar and civil servants, because that was what was helping them to grow financially. I mean, the system was good at those times, but now the system is not ready to employ even me, myself, or yourself. So you need to start thinking of how you can solve this problem, how we can change the narrative. Even if we want to build a company that will become white collar, let us think deep. Let us get these fundings and use it to do that thing that can make people white collar, create more jobs. So please, I am so pained about it, and that's why I'm taking my time to go through this thing. So you need to show traction. When the money comes, this is what we are going to use the money for. Or while you are earning those money, put it into something. And yes, when funding comes, don't get me wrong, you have labored, you have done a lot, you need to pay yourself. So compensate yourself. But the truth is, don't let all the money be for your self compensation. It must do something. It must do something. You must take a leap. You must take a move. You must, in 6 months, you must have a product. Even if you don't have a big product, but have something that you can call an MVP. So indicate if you have secure partnership, like this company now, they have people they are collaborating with, or people that are using their platform. You can see the names of people that are using their platform. This is something to show an investor. You can see impressive revenue growth. This company has increased their revenue growth by 10x. And look at the way they show region or in different places, others. See how the growth is. And if me, I want to do my own, because I'm still growing. I talk about things, how I've increased my machine capacity, how we have been able to make sales of hundreds of cocoa, how we have been able to onboard about 10 to 20 people on our platform, how we have facilitated transactions of over 20 million via our platform. So those are traction. Those are traction. We have patented. We have 2 patents. We talk about it. We have positioned ourselves in locations where people can see us. We have visibility. So you need to talk about all those things. Prove that your metric align with the problem and market you are addressing. So you need to show it. Momentum in key areas like partnership, press coverage, or sales. I'm not too much of a, I don't really like more of press. Though it's a good thing for your visibility. But you see, when it comes to partnership sales, that's what I'm looking for. You see, that partnership and sales is what I want. Let's secure the partner, let's make the money, let cash come in, and let's keep producing. So, but all those little things you are doing, you must talk about the attractions. Even when you secure a grant, talk about that, to say that companies believe in you. I mean, I'm one of the winners from the Total Energy Startuppers last year. All the visibility, paparazzi, and everything. Rarely do I talk about it, but if I'm talking about achievements, I've been validated by Total Energies. They've sponsored me, they've financed me. So you need to be able to talk about it. It's very important. Those are your tractions. The numbers is the biggest traction. When you talk about numbers, growth, numbers is very important. So financial, as an idea company, don't need to do too much. I'm almost done with my slides.
Okay,
Okay, great.
I would love to say that before because we're going to take questions. So
Okay.
many persons are on the stream platform. Maybe just about 2 minutes to help us wrap up. I'd love you to also, in about 2 minutes, probably open one of the slides of one of the pitch you've presented. I don't know if adventure is something that can be, I mean, that you feel confident sharing so that they can flip through. Thank God it's patented. So if anybody is stealing an idea, you are going to be arrested. I'm saying that again. So it's patented. It's a patented idea. So if you can help us flip through the page so that you can see it in practical, how we can demonstrate all of
Okay.
this. So just tell this is the first page. This is, like I said, this and that.
Okay. All
In 2-3
right.
minutes, we just
Okay.
go do a brush
Okay.
through. So help us get a
All right.
conclusive word on the financial projection, and then we can
Okay.
move
So
into
let
the
me just wrap.
practicality. Then we take the questions and we call it a date.
All right. Thank you so much, sir. So projection. I mean, simple way for building this one. When I just show you down, I'll give you it. My deck. How to do it. When you get funded, from every 6 we do 5 months. You want to grow, and yes, acts. So you can put your acts and your milestone together, right? So if you get 2 million, this is what you will do with, so you are growing, right? And yeah, so I think those are just, they are, most times I do my acts, my milestone, because they are very, very important. Why am I collecting money if it's not to use in my business? So you must show, right? Then team is very important. Team is very, very important. You can't do without team. Nobody will give you money if you don't have a team. You can't be a solo builder, like I
So
mentioned. So
seriously, so
you
if
need
I
to
don't
talk
have
about,
anybody that I'm building with, they are going to take me out. What if
nobody
I'm
will
just
listen
starting
to
as
you,
an MVP?
right? So when you are building, just even if it's your brother, you can put. If you don't even have a team, just put somebody's name there that is your team member, right?
Thank you.
So when I started, it was my friends. It was my friends. All of them have told them, Yoga, you are my CFO on my slide. Oh. You are my CTO. I think the only person that was part of me, that was with me on all those speech was Sam. That was my best friend. So Sam will always be there. But you see other names, they were not so. But
But
now I
but
have
but
I have
but
an amazing.
I remember a background story. But just to speak of that, I had a business idea that I pitched. I mean, that I spoke about to some of my team, and then I'm just trying to crack a joke. It was a terrible experience, but I mean, move past it. Shared with them in the MBS. I mean, Rome Business School. We had it as a project. At the end of the day, I told them that this is my own personal project that I'm going to be launching afterwards. I mean, many months after, when the project is all done, they had a wonderful input in this project, so thorough and all of that, which I can't deny in terms of contribution and not many other things. But the bulk of the whole work still comes from me putting the project together in terms of the modeling and all of that. Where am I going? At the end of the day, they were like, no, we are contributors to this thing. We must be a shareholder. And I'm like, I think I did.
Ah,
Okay. So you need to also tell them before you put their names there. So that by the time they see their name, you are now the pay stack of the global world right now. What is my share in this amount you are putting on the table? So don't
all
mind me, but
right.
that's just by the way.
No, actually, sometimes when I even secure the funding, I will just tell my guys, I put your name there. Don't worry, I will send you something. I just compensate them because it's not easy to when you talk about building. Honestly, nobody wants to go through that stress.
True,
Nobody.
true,
So, but yeah, it's very important. Talk about your team. You can use your friends that have that very good experience in those things. Just tell them, please, Oga, you are my guy. I'm putting you here. I mean, when the company gets big, too, everybody grows together. Everybody will benefit from it. So
true.
it's important to talk about your team. Put it there. Very very important. And yeah, this is where the question comes in. But then let me quickly show you my own real slide and I would just like to use my own personal so
Okay.
that it will give me clarity on
All right. So while you're doing that, so once again, I also want to appreciate everybody. I don't know if Mr. Tomishe is here. I don't know if he's on the live call. Okay, I think he's not here currently. So I want to really appreciate everybody for joining. So now we're going a little bit into practicality of what we have been talking about, and I believe we have been learning so much
okay.
uh, in this particular webinar. This is a pre-event for the major event that is coming up December 5th and 6th. If you are not in Ibadan, you can do what to join us online. Same on MIB Strategic Initiative on Facebook, Instagram, and then also on YouTube. We're going to be going live on those platforms. Plus the organization account, which is the Men of Isaka Vision Inc. Search across all social media handle, you can get them there. But if you are in Ibadan, you don't have any excuse to miss this wonderful summit. On Friday, it's going to be starting from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. 3 hours. You can come by 4 o'clock, mingle with people, network with people, business minds, create opportunities for yourself. Then on Saturday, we're going to have a lot of amazing opportunities to also share on this particular day. So thank you once again for joining. Thank you also, a wonderful speaker, as you continue to show us some of the things in which we need to look
Yeah.
into. So please keep abreast, sending your questions as much as possible so that we can take them together. One of the things I want you to also talk about, sir, is now, how do we get this funding? You've mentioned there are a lot of different types of investments. I don't know if as much as you'll be showing us through, give us some practical examples. Now, you mentioned some persons who have funded your business. How can we also?
Sorry, are you still there, sir? Are you still there, sir? Okay, I lost you for some seconds.
Yeah, I think that will have been my network. My apologies for that. Hope you
Okay,
can hear me very well.
yes, I can.
All right. Please help us talk a bit about how can we access this funding opportunity? Either it's capital funding, either it's venture capital funding, either it's social capital funding. I mean, there are different types of funding that we could always access in the space. And even apart from those big names that we have, those where can we? What can should we just watch out for informations? Give us a little bit tip about that as you walk us through your slide.
All right. So when we talk about getting access to this funding, maybe I just start from there before I just run you through my slides. So we are saying that first thing being a pool of network, like minds, like networks of like minds, because honestly, the whole information always fly in circles. The right
Hmm.
informations all mostly flies in circles. Like yesterday, I was still day before yesterday, because I'm in Lagos Ag Innovation. There was a single digits loan that came out from Starling, like a single digit for farmers, and I just got on my family group, on my level group, and I'm like, okay, this is what is happening at the moment. Anybody doing a Greek? Nobody answered. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be stingy about this information. I mean, a whole lot have passed and I didn't share, but I felt like this one, let me just do it this time, and I just dropped the
Hope this is
information.
not over. There's somebody on this speaking competition. His name is Mr. Victor. I think he's also hearing us right now. He's into farming business. So I believe that if you are here on the
Okay,
call, you can give opportunity to speak if
so
you want to. That's why you're part of this wonderful pitch competition. And of course, you are speaking to a very large
so
crowd of people to talk. So I believe you can get the opportunity. I mean, he's into fish farming kind of production. So I mean,
okay,
you
so
can
it's
grab
for
on that.
farmers. If it's fish farming now, it's well, it you can try. I don't think, because the way those in open farming, those that do crops, but I can't say specifically if they will do for livestock, but I could share the information with you. Maybe you can share with them. So I tried to ask, and somebody just came to my DM and said, "Oh, I used to do this." I'm like, all this while I know you didn't even say anything. Yeah, I mean, Lagos State is doing it. I didn't know you are into this space. You too can also benefit. I'm like, okay, yeah, take this information. So the information actually move in circles. You have to be in a network, and that's one thing I used to say. It's expensive to turn up, but it is important to turn up. How we turn up is nobody's concern. It is just you that know what you want that will make you turn up, because it is when you turn up, people will see you, people will have you, and they will want to see how they can be of help. When I got into Lagos Business School, I mean, it was a friend of mine I was just telling that I want to build a business, and the guy said, Jacob, you want to build a business? How do you want to go about it? And I said, bro, this is what I've done so far. And he was like, okay, there's a competition happening at the moment. I don't know, you can give your shot. To the glory of God, I gave my shot, and that was how I got into Lagos Business School. And getting to Lagos Business School, I only just spoke in class amidst people that are doing amazing stuff. That was where I got access to Femi Adekoya and many other big guys today. And I just spoke in the class, and everybody were like, this guy, you are doing this. I would like to see, let's see how we can collaborate and all. And that was how I got access to Orange Corners. I didn't get into Orange Corners in the first year until the second year. Got into Orange Corners, everything changed. And that was how everything changed. So Lagos Ag Innovation now, I've had access to a whole lot of people, right? And today now, in my life, I've never thought I would ever sit in the government house, in the governor's house. That has taken me down to the governor's house. At least today, my name is being mentioned not just in the Ministry of Environment, right? Because that was where we got the fund. So you need to be in circles.
Wow.
LinkedIn is your friend. Spaces where they talk about things and all. I mean, start having access. So you've met with me today. I most times used to retweet some of the funding opportunities. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. Whatever you are doing, feel free to buzz me, chat me up on LinkedIn, on Instagram, and also reach out to me Sometimes I talk about some events or my story. So I mean, from there, you can also be giving shots. Nobody will come and check you if they don't know you, if they've not seen you before. So you need to do those hard work while you are building. So yeah, so this is how my slide looks like. Everything you see, just videos. I've gone to a pitch before that just because people could see how my solutions are working. They are fine. And I mean, straight to the point. I don't need to tell too many stories. You can see for yourself what is working, what I have built with my money. So, and this is my market. It's very straightforward. Who are the people that are playing in the space, like I mentioned? Then, yes, this is my business model. It's a B2B and a B2C. We have actually passed through all this. We've gone beyond this, but I mean, this is how we make money and this is how we grow. Then, our traction at the early stage, this was how our traction was looking like MVP, fabricated machine. But now we have done far beyond this. We have a new slide. Then, this is our financial projection. So, I was talking about projection. So initially, we were trying to do projection is saying that we are looking at in 2025 with our solution, we can do 150 units, we can sell 50 bags, 50 machines, and we can do 10 tons of cocoa pits in a year. That's annual revenue. Then how much do we want to sell? Like I mentioned in my business model, if you look at my business model, this is the amount we sell. So I need to for when invest new the second table projection is 2025 we are million, then we can grow 20%, 30%, 40% down to 2030. And if you look at my term, you will discover that I was saying something around $500 million as our revenue, as our serviceable obtainable market, which my numbers can show how close it will be. So I mean, we're asking for 20,000. I don't think I should be showing you people this, but yeah, so I mean, it's you learn from it. We are not doing this anymore. It was our whole deck. So we were at the early stage, $20,000 or what we're looking at. Then what do we want to use $20,000 for? What we need, factory setup, battery launch, and currently, though we have a mini decorticator, we wanted to build a bigger one. So the challenges we are having is nearness. That's why we need this money. Mobility is a challenge. Power was also a big problem. Communication and adoption. So if we have these dollars, we can do more marketing, more machines that can help, and also get a proper light. So I mentioned about social impact. That's the SDG. We are promoting gender equality, decent work, and responsible consumption. Which, if you look at my business, that's what we are doing. Then I have an amazing set of my team, and we have advice. You don't need to stress yourself too much. So I just tell you thank you. Look at my thank you for listening. It talks about my website, our Instagram handle, our email address, and our LinkedIn. Now TikTok and Facebook. Beautiful to talk about these things. Yes. So you can do section, please look at it. Listening just like my deck. You can connect with me on any of my platforms: Instagram, Jacob Yomife, Facebook, LinkedIn, Jacob Abiodun, and X, Yomife Jacob. I'll respond.
All right. So you can probably help us. I will drop that in the chat box, or maybe you can help us type that in. I will showcase it online for everybody to reach out to you. So in we have some few questions that quite on the screen right now. Number one, the person asked that you talked about businesses that is just starting, that doesn't have any other person other than the founder. Should we add friends in that field? I think that was already answered based on what you said. Yes, you can add your friend. Just tell them you are fulfilling all righteousness. You are not part of this business here. And if I deem you fit to be part of the business, I will call you in. Please make that thing noted to them. Very important from experience.
Yeah.
All right. So somebody else, I think based on the funding you spoke about, what about those who are into shea butter production? Does that particular funding you share, does that also applies to them as well? Yeah, she's into shea butter production. I mean, I know her. She has been into shea butter production for quite a while.
So there is funding, there is loan, there is debt funding, and there is grant funding, there is VC funding. So for this kind of business now, If you are into shea butter, if you are very innovative, you can look forward to the innovation next year, right? And there are some other kind of opportunity that you can look out for. And I mean, she's a woman, so there are quite a lot of opportunity around Wimbies. If you check out for Wimbies, right? So there are some opportunities there that are grants that help women in business. So you most probably need to be in that circle so that you can have access to grants. Then for this one I'm talking about now, it is more of a loan. So that's the debt funding, and it's a one digit loan. It's a single digit interest loan. So which is very good, right? If you are getting 5 million, you know you are paying back maybe 8% or 7% as an interest over the period you want to. You could check it out also. It's a very good one for you. But if you want grants, those are the places you can check. Just watch out for Lagos Agro Innovation. If it doesn't work for you, you can look into women in business grants. Check them out. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, they are there.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So I put that Lagos Agrinovation. Watch out for
Lagos
that.
agree, please agree. AGRI,
Agrinovation.
yes, Agri
Okay.
Innovation.
Okay.
So they could
Okay.
follow their page on LinkedIn also, and on Facebook and on Instagram. I think they're also on TikTok. So you get to know more. And I mean, I'm an alumni. I'm a member of the club, so I could be sharing updates with you too, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. So I don't know if there's any other more question that has to come in, but I think long ago someone was asking a question. Let me see if I can pick that up. Um, Yeah, I think that was just like a comment that farmers also do B2B and B2Cs. So that's just a comment. So I think this has been a
I
very
mean, they do.
wonderful and very explanatory webinar. And I must tell you, for me, I am so elated. I've been so much impacted by some of the things in which you have said. I've seen it in practical. I have a business idea, like I was sharing the example that I'm trying to press further on, and it's. I mean, what you showed us today and the testimonies you've shared show that it's possible for us to get the fundings and the capital we are looking at. I mean, in terms of capital, we're looking at almost about 400 million naira funding for us to get. We have MVP stage. So that's why everybody, we need to look into that. Maybe I should share that quickly. Whenever you're talking about business, you need to begin to look at what is the MVP that I can bring out of this, the viable product, the minimum viable product I can bring out of this, like this coconut, so to say. Maybe your plan is to have 20 or 100 or 10,000 products that you are going to, I mean, 10,000 plants of that particular product you're trying to make. Can you create something small? Can you create something that may not be able to produce so many things? Test it with few persons and all of that and see how that can work. When I talked about my product, one of my mentors told me was that, Victor, can you try this out in UI? Create your people, because I'm trying to be an interlink between those who are going to be buying services, freelancing services, and then those who are going to be selling service as a kind of digital marketing skills. Can you test this out in UI? See how best many techie guys in UI can adopt this. You can face small problem. By the time you face those small problem, you look at how you can solve them before you escalate your solution, such that everything now goes, everybody start blaming you. Probably a transaction failed, and then somebody start dragging you online. And that your brilliant idea, you will die in frustration. So look into a small process, a small product you can create from this your business that you are trying to make, and then see how far you can now scale it up. So when I talk about that hundreds of millions of funding that I need in capital, when I look at the MVP, what I need to have as MVP may not cost more than 15 million naira, which is still very much accessible. I mean, that's very viable, and that's very can still be easy to find than the hundreds of millions. Then people can now look at that my wonderful project. Oh, Victor, you have done it, and like you said, you have a testimony. Our speaker, you've built a wonderful product. Although you can't showcase it now because the school is there to lock it down. But then you had
Hmm.
an idea. Beyond the idea, you have
Exactly.
processed the idea into what is realistic that they can see. And so it is quite different from somebody that
See,
is come to say, "Hey, I have an idea. This idea can rule the world. This idea can do this." People want to see how has this your idea translated into reality, no matter how small that is. I don't know if you can speak to
Okay.
that in 1 minute before we call it a date.
You even you said it all because it all boils down to you being intentional. You have a vision. I mean, I didn't start with just saying I have an idea. I started with having a vision, right? I didn't make my idea seem like an idea. I made it seem like a vision. So, and when you are talking about vision, vision is not, I don't make my vision modular, I make it big because my God is big and is able to solve it. So, so
Very true.
yeah, I'm somebody who is spiritual too, right? So, I make it big. So, whenever I'm talking about it, I make it seem like a big thing, and it's a big thing, right? In short, when I started, I got to a point, I said, Omo, this thing is looking bigger than me. But not, fear not, my boy, you can do it.
Yeah, you
so,
can do all things
so yeah,
through Christ that strengthens you.
yeah,
So
exactly. So I am doing it and I'm still doing it. Every day it gets bigger. I keep doing it. Sorry, Nigeria has happened.
we quite understand. We quite
Yes,
understand.
Nigeria has happened though. So yeah, so that's just how it is. And then please can I off my camera?
Yeah, yeah, please, you can. You
Yeah,
can.
thank you so much. So that is how it all happened. And I mean, so it is you just like I mentioned, be intentional about your vision, be intentional, see that you are doing it. It was small. I didn't start big. The slide I showed earlier, you will discover that there's a machine there that I was using my hand. Today now, the machine is no longer using my hand. The machine has become safe. And we designed it and built it by ourselves. So it took us years to get to this stage. I mean, when I say years, maybe like 2, 3 years, but at least we stick to the vision better now. So
Mm.
easy. It's never going to be easy. Maybe I just share a bit of my experience. Even while it was not being easy, I almost lost my hand. To the glory of God, my hand didn't get lost. It's still alive and it's doing fine and it will keep getting better.
Devil is a bastard.
But exactly. So, but the truth of the matter is, I didn't give up.
Oh,
I still stick to it and I'm still sticking to it and I'm still going. So it's never going to be easy. But at that point where you know the vision is real, the vision is real. I think it's in the book of Habakkuk 3:3 that the Bible is set for an appointed time. It's very
very true.
important. We keep staying to those words and we keep pushing on with it and sticking to God, reminding God it didn't happen just like that. It happened because you gave it to me as a vision and you have promised to back me up. So yeah, we are
Thank you
going big
so
every
so
day.
much. Thank
Yeah,
you very very much. And
thank you so
really,
much.
I'm looking forward to that. I know stardom is not a position. Stardom is this daily wins that you've been having. So beyond just me saying that I look forward to that special time, I'm saying I'm celebrating you now that you are really doing wonderfully well. I mean, you're part of the people who are like okay, we can make better. We are producing and making solution. That's one of the vision in which we're having for this business summit. Nobody should be idle. Everybody can solve problem. Everybody can be a solution. Many of the people that you're bringing in as speakers are people that start all their journey from scratch. And truly, some of them are members of this wonderful organization, Men of Isaka, who are the pioneer of this Men of Isaka Vision Strategic Initiative. They started from scratch. Nobody started from the top. Nobody. I mean, I know our dear speaker, Mr. Jacob. I could say that, oh, this man, this is it. So nobody can say that, oh, maybe it was Dangote's son. No, everything was a build process and it required investment. And one of the things I also want to share is that you must take events very serious. I live in Lagos. I had to travel down to. I live in Ibadan. I have to travel down to Lagos because of events. Thank God, that earlier time I was staying in a particular location that was close to train station. So easily, I just bump out of my house within 30 minutes. I'm at the train station on my way to Lagos, and I'm there maybe going to Island. I'm there going to have been to Lagos Business School that you mentioned. I've been to Eco Hotel. I've been to several places that are doing
Oh,
events.
nice.
So and those places are very wonderful. And those are the things in which I think you also mentioned. You must be ready to network. Now, maybe Business Summit is coming up. Are you going to sit back at home say I'll stream online? You can stream online, but the network of people you are going to meet, you can't compare
Mm,
them with those you see on. I mean, on the on-site. I've met with a lot
yeah.
of people. In fact, when I was talking about my business idea, I met someone who was like, "Okay, I think I've been working with this." I've been feeling like a big man, like I'm the one that owns this idea. Almighty God gave me. I woke up in the
Mm,
morning and I saw this powerful idea. I mean, I was so much excited about it, not knowing that there have been people that has heard it in the past. In fact, you know the funniest thing? That was a
mm.
global experience festival in Akure. That was last year, November, there, but November
Yeah, we
23rd.
did the new one in Ghana. I couldn't
Yeah,
go.
yeah. Currently, he's holding in Ghana. I wish that I had the
Yeah,
opportunity, not
my
having a lot of
favorite.
events right now. I would have taken the trip to Ghana. I'm ready to
Yes,
push in myself to meet with people. In fact, there was a kind of program that I missed recently, not because of fun, not because of finance whatsoever. I had to strain myself. I told myself, if I'm here, president was coming to that meeting, major dignitaries, major ministers are coming to
my
that
favorite.
meeting in
Yeah, a
Abuja.
whole lot. A whole lot.
You understand?
If there's
So
any,
every
if there's anybody in
time
the
I get
climate
myself
space,
out,
there's one holding in on there's one holding on Tuesday and Wednesday at Radisson Blue for climate guys, for the
wow,
ones for anybody doing climate solution, and it's going to be massive. I
okay,
can tell you. Like I was
wow,
meant to be one of the organizers, but I had since the hospital issue that came up and all. So, but I'm going to be
wow,
there, and in fact, Oriniowu Opeyemi will be there. The wife of the governor will be there. Of Lagos State governor will be there,
wow,
and a whole lot of Netherlands guys will be there too. It's going to be a very
wow,
big event, and if you are
wow.
available, just that is by link. So maybe I'll share you the link if you have anybody who
Yes,
plays in this climate and
please,
environment
please,
space.
please. Send me the
Please
link.
just
I'm checking
remind
the
me.
timeline
Please
now.
remind me.
I
Remind
would
me,
love to say, of
please.
course, of course. So many of the things that you made mention of today, as soon as I get the access, I'll share it to the WhatsApp page. If you're not on the WhatsApp group right now, please do well to join. If you're not registered for this event that is coming up this week that we are entering, or you have even entered already, please do all to register. I'll put the link on the box while Mr. Tumishe giving benediction as we wrap up this wonderful time. So everything, every links you've mentioned today, we'll do it to post on YouTube and then on Facebook. Like I said, you can always share, I mean, get access to everything that we'll be doing on this particular platform. We've gotten stories of some of the speakers that are coming. We documented them, the problems they faced. You mentioned power supply. There's one of them. His name is Mr. Joseph Oluwasomi. He had a wonderful business over here in Ibadan. You might have heard this, ate some of these chips. It's called area your snacks. You might have heard is either his popcorn or his chin chin or his peanuts. Any you like is a very bogus business. But then he started small, and then some of the things he shared, some of the things he had as experience, and then how he was able to overcome them. So you're going to have access to some of these videos, these snippets on the platform. One of them is also Mr. Adegun Tumishe, Mr. Prince. He's also here on the platform. He also talked about his track record. He's building million naira business scaling to tens of millions to, I mean, what am I saying? Millions scaling to billions. That's the hope now, to get the figure from naira in millions to billions. So he's also talking about his figures, how he was able to scale from just one room to building a company that is now marketing his product to people outside the country. So there's a whole lot you can learn from businesses. There's a whole lot you can learn from events, and I don't want us to miss this opportunity. So I'll give this chance to Mr. Tumishe to give us a closing benediction for this wonderful webinar, and then we call it a day. But once again, I want to appreciate our dear speaker. Thank you so much for joining. We don't count it as a right. We
Thank
count
you
it as a great
so much,
privilege.
sir.
So, Mr. Tumishe Adigon, please
Please,
take it on
I
from
need to
here.
get off the call. I have a meeting now. Please,
All right, sir.
thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you so much, sir. And bye.
All right, sir. So, Mr. Tumishe, are you there? All right. So I will drop the registration link right now for us to be able to register for this particular wonderful summit. So, Mr. Tumishe, give us the closing benediction.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, sir. We can hear you. All right, somebody's asking about the WhatsApp group. So for you to be able to join the WhatsApp group, it is actually regionalized to people who are in the. So I will send you the WhatsApp
Hello.
link right now. Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us, sir? We can hear you. So I'll share the link to the general WhatsApp platform. But then if you are a member of MIV and then you have a business idea, there's still opportunity for you to pitch your business to get rewarded. Although this is 1.0, we are starting small, but we know that ending is going to be big. A time whereby we have partners who can donate millions of naira to this particular initiative. So don't be shy, put out your business. You cannot imagine somebody will be there. Some of the things we're doing. I mean, I'm trying to reach out to one of my clients who is in the US and also has his business in Japan. And then he said something, Victor. Let me give that as an opportunity to share this right now. He said, Victor, do you know what? You need to register your business in US or in Singapore for you to have access to some of the fundings that we are going to be rendering. Another friend of mine who is in China, but then he has relocated. Okay, he is planning to relocate to UAE. That's this popular. Is this Saudi Arabia now? I'm trying to remember. Dubai, yes, Dubai. Say, Victor, if you can get to Dubai, I tell you, just plan a 1 year trip as much as possible to Dubai. You may not stay all the whole year there, but then just get your business grounded there, register your business there, and then you can plow your way around the whole world from there. Because many countries will be ready to invest in your business when you have such level of registration. And sorry to say, our country is somewhat putting us at a disadvantaged position. I have been into freelance space whereby I have had to pitch, I mean, to talk about my service, which is website design and digital marketing as a whole. I've had to talk to them about some of them when they hear Africa, they just log off. Some of them when they hear Nigeria, they that in fact now that you are hearing bomb and so many other things, it puts us at a kind of disadvantaged position. But then with God, we know that we are very much engaged. Hear what he has said. A lot of business has invested into him, so it's not about Nigeria. But I can tell you that don't just get yourself at at a stagnant phase. If you can register your business, there are a lot of institutions that can register you with in UK, in US, then you have your business registered in those places, probably with LLC and all of that. It can be costly, but then it will position you to access a multiple fund. That particular company was one that funded Bamboo. You know, I've heard about Bamboo. It's just like we have Cowrywise. That company funded Bamboo, which is a major stockbroker when it comes to investment in Nigerian investment, stocks and then also foreign stocks. So you can't decide to just miss out. So please join this platform. You're ready to meet a lot of people that's going to be like a unified mind, having similar purpose and similar ambitions to scale their business, to start a business, to grow their business. They are different. Your business can be in any of these stages, either to start, either to grow, or either to scale. So anywhere you are, this summit is meant for you. Register and then you have chance to join the WhatsApp platform. I have dropped the link of the site. Go through some of the programs we'll be having. I'm also going to drop the link of the WhatsApp group very shortly. So, or peradventure, you'll see it on any of the YouTube handle or the Facebook handle. There are so that we can close this particular webinar. Thank you very much once again. My name is Victor Ido. I am the CEO of Vicing Hub, especially into website design, digital marketing, or anything as regarding how you can scale your business in simple terms from whatever you are earning now to times 10. We are here to help you either by automating your business for you, such that with or without you, your business can keep on moving, or either by selling your service on the online space so that you can have a larger reach than the current reach in which you're having with those who are around you. So thank you very much. And I say very great appreciation to our daddy, Reverend Samson and Reverend Mrs. Stella Maris Ajitomobi, for giving us this opportunity for MIB Business Summit 2025. I am so excited and I can't wait to see you. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye.